If your cat brings you dead animals, this is the real reason. If your cat brings you dead animals, this is the real reason to many cat owners. The experience of waking up to a dead mouse, a mangled bird, or even a half-alive lizard deposited at their feet is both alarming and confusing. It seems, on the surface, like a morbid gesture, a small, furry predator delivering grim trophies to a bewildered human companion. Yet this behavior, far from being random or cruel, is deeply rooted in feline biology, evolutionary history, and the surprisingly complex emotional world of the domestic cat. Understanding why cats bring dead animals to their owners requires us to look beyond our human discomfort and peer into the instinctual logic that governs one of the world's most popular and most misunderstood pets. The hunter's instinct. At its core, the behavior stems from the fact that domestic cats, Felis catus, remain, despite thousands of years of cohabitation with humans, fundamentally hardwired as predators. Unlike dogs, whose evolutionary divergence from wolves involved significant behavioral modification tied to pack dynamics and dependency on humans, cats were domesticated far more recently and far less completely. The domestic cat's ancestor, the African wildcat, Felis libica, was a solitary ambush predator, and that genetic programming runs deep. Cats do not hunt because they are hungry. They hunt because hunting is an intrinsic drive, a compulsion encoded in their DNA long before the invention of kibble or the convenience of a food bowl. This is a critical distinction. A well-fed, pampered indoor-outdoor cat who brings home a dead sparrow is not signaling starvation. It is exercising a neural circuit that exists independently of hunger. Studies in animal behavior have shown that the prey drive sequence in cats, stalk, pounce, catch, kill, is triggered by motion and opportunity, not metabolic need. This is why cats will hunt toy mice at 2 a.m. with the same intensity they would a real one. The kill, when it happens, is simply the conclusion of that sequence.
You brought me a present.
A gift,
What good
not
kitty.
a grim gesture.
Thank you.
So why bring the kill to you? Here is where feline social behavior becomes genuinely touching, even if it doesn't immediately feel that way. Cats are not entirely solitary. Mother cats, in particular, engage in a vital teaching behavior with their kittens. A mother cat will bring prey back to the nest, initially dead, then wounded, then alive, in a graduated curriculum designed to teach her young how to hunt. She is not simply feeding them, she is educating them, demonstrating technique, and sharing resources with the members of her household.
Show the least frequency
When
in
your
gifting.
cat brings a dead animal to you, it is almost certainly expressing a version of this same impulse. In the cat's perception, you are a fellow member of its social group, perhaps a somewhat inept, oddly large, and inexplicably clumsy one, but a family member nonetheless. The gift is an act of generosity and, in some interpretations, an act of instruction. Your cat may genuinely believe you are a poor hunter who needs help. The dead mouse on the kitchen floor is, in the most charitable reading possible, a care package. The role of spaying, neutering, and confinement. Interestingly, female cats, and spayed females in particular, are statistically more likely to engage in this gifting behavior than intact males.
We talked about
This
this.
aligns
No more
neatly
mice in the
with
living
maternal
room.
teaching
Look what you did.
hypothesis. The instinct to provision
It's okay,
and educate
sweetie. You're
is
a good
most
kitty.
strongly
Let's
expressed
be
in
friends.
females whose reproductive drive has been redirected. With no kittens to teach, the domestic cat may unconsciously adopt its human companions as surrogate recipients of that nurturing energy. Indoor cats, denied access to real prey, often substitute toys or household objects. Socks, hair ties, stuffed animals, delivering them to owners with the same vocalizations and proud posturing they would use with real prey. This substitution behavior further confirms that the act of giving is the psychologically significant component, not the item itself. what it says about your relationship. There is something genuinely profound in this behavior once you look at it clearly. A cat that brings you prey is a cat that has incorporated you into its world. Cats are famously selective in their affections. They do not perform social rituals out of obligation the way dogs often do. When a cat chooses to share its most primal achievement, the successful
Such a
hunt,
beautiful eye.
with a specific person, it is making a statement about trust and belonging. You are not a servant who provides food. You are, in the cat's social calculus, a companion worthy of its most essential self-expression. This is reinforced by the vocalizations that typically accompany the delivery, a specific, often chirping or trilling call distinct from the cat's normal meow, which researchers believe is used specifically in the context of presenting prey. The cat is announcing something, narrating its achievement, inviting you to witness and participate. How should you respond? Understanding the meaning behind the behavior doesn't necessarily make the cleanup more pleasant, but it does suggest the appropriate response. Scolding a cat for bringing prey is both ineffective and counterproductive. The cat has no framework for understanding why a generous gift would provoke displeasure. The most productive response is calm acknowledgement, a soft word of recognition, a gentle pet. If you wish to reduce the behavior, keeping your cat indoors or fitting it with a brightly colored, bell-equipped collar to warn birds has proven effective in many cases. Conclusion: the dead animal at your feet is not a sign of aggression, instability, or ingratitude. It is, in its own strange way, one of the clearest windows into the authentic nature of your cat. The wild animal who has chosen, for reasons rooted in evolution and affection alike, to share its world with you. The next time it happens, before you reach for a paper towel, take a moment to appreciate the gesture for what it truly is: a small predator doing the most loving thing it knows how to do.